us with me on set is our international affairs commentator, Doug Herbert. Good to see you, Doug, as always.
How are you, Jenny?
There's 87 days to go until Election Day. A lot can happen before then. But for the moment, Kamala Harris and her running mate, Tim Walz, really seem to be packing arenas on their campaign trail. What are your takeaways?
In terms of Democratic presidential politics, this is a different planet we've been living on, not just since Joe Biden withdrew from the race on July 21st, about 3 weeks ago, but especially in this 1 week, this first week of barnstorm campaigning against these 5 battleground states, both Kamala Harris and her newly minted running mate, Tim Walz, together. I mean, it's been a spectacular in terms of an extravaganza, almost like a show, right? You have had packed rallies. You've had stars turning out. You've had hipster folk bands, at these rallies. You've had cheering packed crowds. You had a record crowd at one of those rallies in Detroit, Michigan. She's literally swept across the 3 so-called blue wall states. Those are the northern battleground states of Michigan and Wisconsin and Pennsylvania, but also going down to what's called the Sun Belt states. 2 of the 3 of them, notably Arizona and Nevada, also packing arenas there. What we really can note is this surge of energy and enthusiasm. And some people have likened it once again to the energy of the days of Barack Obama's first presidential campaign in 2008. Not a second one, which was more of a sort of slow-going campaign. It was sort of expected he was going to win. But that first one, that energy, that excitement, especially for a younger generation, which really is too young, the Gen Z, so to speak, doesn't remember that. This is really the first time they are having this high-octane, highly energized, very dynamic campaign, and they're seeing it and living it with their own eyes. And it's a sharp contrast for now, and I'm underlining the words for now, with the Trump campaign, which whatever their spokespeople are saying, however they may be spinning it, have clearly been on the defensive, at least in the past week, in the face of this momentum, this unexpected, and yes, it was unexpected, reversal of fortune. First, Joe Biden dropping out, Kamala Harris quickly rising to the top of that ticket with the endorsement of Joe Biden, then being endorsed by her party, and then choosing Tim Walz, who has so far really seemed to rally the party, this unity. And the Trump campaign has really been caught on the back foot. Privately, Trump has been almost enraged. He's been said to call Kamala Harris a bitch, something that his campaign spokespeople staunchly deny, say he does not use that language with respect to the vice president. But you could clearly see frustration there. They don't quite know what to do. And as if to sort of pile on the bad news for the Trump campaign, you've had in the past couple of days those new polls showing that among likely registered voters in the Times Siena, highly respected poll, that Kamala Harris and Tim Walz's ticket have pulled ahead by around 4 points in Michigan, Wisconsin, Pennsylvania. Once again, key northern battleground states that are pivotal to winning the White House. Bad news for Trump. And this morning we get news that the Trump campaign saying was hacked by some foreign hacker believed to be Iran. Details still coming out about that.
So the first week was full of energy and momentum, as you say, but many expect the road ahead to get tougher.
Yeah, you said at the top, right, 87 days till Election Day. And, for a lot of perhaps our European or other people in the world watching this, viewers, think 87 days, most European elections haven't even begun yet when there's 87 days to go. In an American election, 87 days is literally an eternity. A lot can happen. The big issue here is right now, yes, it's the honeymoon phase, the proverbial honeymoon. They have their momentum. They have that energy. They have from the slow Biden phase to now this new dynamic that everyone is embracing in the Democratic Party. But it's the independent and the swing voters. We can't talk about them enough in American presidential politics. Because there's an electoral college, because it comes down to those battlegrounds, what really matters is a handful, tens of thousands, maybe 100,000 votes in the entire country of almost 340 million. That's what it comes down to. These voters are going to vote mostly on economic cost of living issues, the price of petrol, the price of housing, the price of groceries. In the Sun Belt, she desperately needs the Latino bloc of voters. Biden, who was part of his coalition in 2020, she needs to get them. She doesn't really have a lot of their support yet. She needs to bring them over and convince working class, especially Latino voters in the Sun Belt, why should you vote for me? Economy, immigration, border issues. Very big. Watch that space in the weeks ahead.